Welcome everyone. Today I'm very happy because I'm with Rachel.
Good morning.
Good morning. And we decided to not show up our face. And Rachel is a mom.
Yes.
And now I'm going to ask some questions to Rachel because Rachel is also an homeschooler.
Yes.
Family. And Rachel, before I would like to start with something about you. Tell us something about you. Who you are. You are a mom, we already said that, with 2 kids.
I'm a mom, I am a wife, I am a sister. I have 4 siblings, 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I am a Christian. So I love Jesus. I have been homeschooling.
You love Jesus, and you said you were doing homeschooling for 16 years.
Yeah.
But before to talk about homeschooling, I want to talk more about you. I know your favorite color is purple. I would like to know your knowledge, your skills, who Rachel is. Tell me about
Rachel
yourself.
is fun-loving. I enjoy, one of my favorite things to do is to make people laugh. I enjoy teaching and spending time with children, actually people of all ages. I love learning from others, what they may have to offer to me. I love teaching them anything that I have to offer. I enjoy baking. I enjoy scrapbooking. In my spare time, I love reading novels, fiction novels. I think that's about...
This is already a lot.
It's a lot.
And I know also you have a boy and a girl, so you have both sides of the story. You can share with us and help while we are sharing your experience, your memories about homeschooling and how you started and what you create also in all these years, because it's amazing what you created. Now we are going to talk in different video because it's a long story, 16 years to tell to people.
Yes.
And in these episodes we are going to record with you. We're gonna start since the beginning, when you started, and I would like you share with us all your experiences. And first of all, I would like to ask you why you started homeschooling. What was the reason?
I was working in a private school in Tampa, and we had homeschool families that would come into the office. I was the secretary of the school, and they would come into the office to deal with paperwork, and maybe their children wanted to be involved in sports. And I learned a lot from those homeschool moms. They used the Christian school that I worked at as an umbrella, which is the same thing that I do out of a school out of Chattanooga. And I just learned a lot about the homeschooling process. While I worked at this school, they would accept children at the age of 3 years old. And I just thought that they were way too young to be in school. They were way too young to be in a uniform away from their moms and dads. I just wanted them to be at home with them, with their moms still. And I promised at that point to myself that I would not do that. I would not put my 3-year-old and 4-year-old in a school all day long. Now, I understand some people have to do that, but I didn't want that for my children, and I couldn't do it.
So this started before you had children, correct?
This started before I even got married and had children, yes.
This is amazing. So you said you believe in Jesus. I believe too. But I love also that in your homeschooling, we accept any believers.
Yes.
And this is one of the things we are going to talk in the next episodes when we go deeply inside what you created. For now, I want to start with your history. Okay. So you started with this, an illumination. Something told you never my kids will go to the school. Right. So after this experience, you had kids, of course.
Yes.
And the first kid is a girl, and if you want to share the name, it's okay. If you don't want, it's okay too. And your girl, now, how old is she?
She's 18.
She's 18, so you started 16 years ago. So
Yes.
you started when she was 2 years.
3 years old, yes.
Tell me the beginning.
The beginning was a little difficult, not for her. She really wanted to learn, but because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. And I have a lot of friends and family that are teachers. And most of them were teaching at a private school, and they thought it would be better for me to send my children to private school instead of homeschooling them. So I faced a little bit of opposition in the beginning from my loved ones. They didn't know that I could handle it. They didn't know for sure. So we've come a long way.
You are touching an important point, because I believe all the family decided to start or to change public school for homeschooling or private school for homeschooling. They will find this opposition inside the family. Can be the grandma, can be the husband, can be the wife, the mother, depends.
Right.
Can be a sister, an uncle, an auntie. Tell me about this opposition, because the point is here is to let other mom, other family find the courage to do this.
Well, one of the things I had was my husband was with me.
On your side.
He was on my side. He was supportive of that. He allowed me the opportunity to stay home with them. And so he was the full-time employee and worker, and he's the one that brought in the income. So that afforded me the opportunity to be able to stay home with my children so far their whole lives, and my youngest son. And I'll go ahead and give their names because I'm going to send pictures along with them. Caitlin, we call her Katie. She's the oldest at 18, and Josiah is in 10th grade, and he is 15 right now. And Katie is a freshman at college.
We will arrive to tell about them little by little, because it's a long story. So your daughter started at 2 years old. You found some opposition inside the family, but your husband was on your side, and this is important. And you were alone, or you decided to find a group of homeschooling? How started your daily routine with your daughter?
In the first few years, we were pretty much on our own, especially at that time because we kept moving around a little bit. But eventually, I did find a homeschool group to belong to, and I think that's important, to find a homeschool family to belong to. Either if you can't find one, I would highly recommend starting one if you can.
Yes, I agree with this, because you find support also in the things that you don't know how to handle sometimes.
Exactly.
And another important point is an homeschooler kid needs to socialize.
Yes.
This is the part of the homeschooling I found out by myself from my experience, because I'm an homeschooler to mom, that my son was missing probably the socialization, meeting other kids of his own age. This was more hard for me. The hardest part was this. But when you follow some group, that also is a group like your group that let people be free and continues to manage our own way of seeing homeschooling. And this is only a moment of gathering together and help each other and meet each other and make family and make friendship. So this is not giving also knowledge to our kids. Encouragement. Continues, please. Go ahead, Rachel.
One of the things in the group is encouragement, gleaning from them, learning from them, asking them questions, especially in the beginning. I did a lot of that in the very beginning. Another thing for socialization in the very beginning, we didn't have a homeschool group. So one of the things I did was I purposefully took them to the park. I took them to science centers and to aquariums, all these different kinds of things, so that they could get hands-on experience at different places, at zoos, just so many different things. So they could get hands-on experience with those different types of things. And then they also would go to play at, like fast food restaurants have the playground. They would go and they would make friends there. And they had each other. So the first few years were a little rough because I didn't know exactly what to teach and when. But I had a really good curriculum, and that opened up my eyes. I started, we got into a group, I think, when my daughter was in first grade, and I was nervous, upset because she couldn't read yet. And then I went and talked to some people. I was new in the group. I talked to them and I said I need a tutor. Someone came over to my house and she basically explained to me that I was doing great. I was doing fine. I just needed to slow it down a little bit. And that's the encouragement that I needed at the time from someone that I didn't know that well. But she came in and told me the right answers at the time.
I agree. I found the same problem with my son, for example, because my son also loves science, maths, arts, but not reading.
Right.
And I didn't panic. Also, I'm not American, so for me it's more hard, your language, but I didn't panic because my son also speaks an amazing language, you can confirm that. He learned by himself. When he finally was willing to read, I didn't push, he learned after the regular timing, but now it's amazing. There is no problem in reading. I didn't help him because they learn what they want. Where the passion go, they become a master. Isn't it true?
Yes. Well, and that's another thing someone encouraged me early on, or they advised me. They said that when they're interested in something specific, find as much information on it as you can. So I'll give you an example. My daughter went through a shark phase where she just loved everything sharks. So I got color pictures. I got as many books on sharks as I could find. I looked up stuff online. We read it together. We did everything we could to learn more and more about sharks.
And this is just an example, because
kids
change a lot.
Well, exactly. They change so much, and their likes change.
So your point is follow their passion.
Follow their lead a little bit, because when they're interested in something like that, they will learn more than they will about everything else.
Now we have to start our gathering day. And so we will meet Rachel to continue this amazing conversation soon. Now I close the video and I say goodbye to everyone. Ciao, ciao. So welcome back with Rachel today to talk again about homeschooling. Last time we were saying about follow the passion of the kids and find a good curriculum, no?
Yes.
Can you go back when you started homeschooling with your daughter, and after the beginning, the opposition on the family, some opposition, some friends that helped you because they were teachers, what you start to do in your own?
Well, I made some adjustments for our schedule. Then I made some adjustments in how I taught, how often, how long. I needed to make it work for our family. Keeping it simple, keeping it ready for your family. You know, for example, my husband traveled some for work. Most of the time he worked from home. Sometimes he worked at an office. And so occasionally we would travel with him. So it's very important to be very flexible, to be able to do stuff on the road, to be able to homeschool anywhere, in the car, in a hotel room. You know, I think it was important for us to have that many opportunities, because when we traveled with him, we got to do so many more things that we didn't have at home. Different places, you know, travel to Washington, D.C. We're going to see a lot more than we would in the mountains of Tennessee.
So we can say that there is not the one only way to handle homeschooling. Has to be has to be painted on the family needs.
Yes.
Correct?
Base it on your specific family needs. Base it on your child's needs. Maybe your child has special needs. Maybe they are autistic or whatever. You know, maybe they have physical limitations. Just base it on what works best for your family. And remember that no two children learn exactly the same every time. And that's why it's difficult for me to put a child in a classroom with 20 other kids and expect them to learn everything. That's what the American public school has created, but it doesn't always work. Not every child fits into that mold where they can learn.
I agree, because the public school is creating only a copy
Yes.
And robots. Yes. Sorry if I said that, the public school families, but we have another opinion here, right?
Right.
And we are trying to create free thinkers. Exactly. Or not. This is what we want. We want free thinkers. We don't have to let them know what they have to learn.
Right.
They have to find out their passion.
Right.
What really makes them happy. What really makes them curious. What they really want to learn. Want to know.
Well, I'm not going to pick out what my children do for the rest of their lives. They have to have their own passion. They have to have their own desires. I mean, you can kind of temper that a little bit. You know, do I want my son to be a DJ? Not necessarily, but if that's what his passion is, if that's what he likes to do, then I'm not going to hold him back. I'm going to allow him to express himself in any way I can. And for example, he is in band. He's in a homeschool band. He likes playing trombone.
Cool.
My daughter had private piano lessons, and she played in many recitals. They have different passions. My children are not into sports, but your children might be, and they might enjoy sports. One child might like gardening. The other one might like hunting. So, you just really kind of
one like astronomy and the other one doesn't look at the sky at all.
Right,
it's okay.
Exactly. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. They're not going to be, and that's another thing, they're not going to be interested in every subject that you're teaching.
No.
They're not going to love it. They might not like reading. They might not
Rachel,
like math.
sorry to interrupt
struggle.
you. This is the other difference, a big difference between homeschooling and public school, that we don't touch all the subject, all the curriculum with our kids. We follow their passion, where they really wanna know, where they're curious go, we will follow this.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, we're going to teach them, we're going to teach them the basic, one of the most important things you can teach your child is life skills. And that's very much lacking in the public schools. Now, I understand that I'm probably sounding like I'm criticizing the public schools a lot, and I don't mean to. I understand.
No, we are not here to criticize the public school or make the difference. It's just to help people who want to start homeschooling, to let them know what we do. Because homeschooling is personal. For every family is different.
It's personal.
So we can't generalize, correct?
Right. Well, and I want to say that I'm not against public school. It's just not for us.
No.
I understand that there are people, single parents. I understand their circumstances and situations where people, there's no way they could homeschool their children, and maybe they are a stay-at-home parent and they still can't homeschool their children. Maybe they both work, maybe there's only a single parent in the home, maybe both parents are working full-time, and there's no way that they could ever homeschool. So this is not a judgmental thing for me.
No, of course.
Not in any way, shape, or form.
I agree.
This is, like you said, this is to encourage those who want to homeschool their children. They want to start. They don't know where to go. They don't know what to do. The first thing I recommend if you're starting off is to figure out what the laws are in the land that you live. So if you're in the States, if you're in America, look for your state laws, find out what you have to do, and comply with them. They're not difficult. It's not very, and if you feel like you could use legal protection, there is that available too.
Yes, because I want to share my experiences about this, because I'm not American, so it was harder for me to understand your law. Also, I lived between Florida and North Carolina, so the rules are different. There is an amazing no-profit made out of lawyers.
Yes.
For the homeschooling, that they tell you exactly with the membership per year, they tell you exactly in your states what is the law and what to do. So, because we are not lawyers, we can't know all the, how many states we have? 54? And we can't know all the laws. So every state is different. Some require that you have the exam at the end of the year. Some require that you just collect the information and, in your home, and that's it. Like North Carolina and Florida are very free for this.
Right. Well, and some states will even reimburse you for homeschooling. They will give you money, or they will give you a break on taxes.
This is
so again
cool to know for parents that need to know this information.
The first and probably the most important step you need to take as a new homeschool family is, before you get into it, you need to be completely prepared. you need to know what's going to happen. If you decide that you're upset with the school that your children's in, and you decide that after the Christmas break you're not going to send your kids back to school, you need to have a plan in place. You need to have the laws that the rules that are in your state or your country. You need to know what they are, and you need to comply with those. You need to follow those rules so that you don't get caught off guard and get in trouble. The last thing you want is Child Protective Services coming in to make, to take your children, or to come in because you're upset with the school system they were in. You don't want to put them there anymore. Make sure that you're following the rules. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is make sure, like I said, you need a plan. You need to choose curriculum that's going to work for your children. There are so many curriculums where you can get books. You can do everything online. You can do free public education at home. It just really depends on what you and your budget and your family can do, what's best for your family, what's best for your budget.
But go back on time. Homeschooling was born because some group of family parents, I have the name, I will share the information in the next episode maybe, they want unschooling. Yeah, which is not really homeschooling, the correct words we are using here, but it's unschooling kids. Because before to start homeschooling, we have to unschooling kids.
Yes.
So change our way, also for the parents. They have to change mind. It's not everyday routine like in school. It's not at 8 a.m. you have to be ready on the table with the... No, it's let them more free, because it's not quantity, but quality of time.
Yes. Let them work in the garden. Have them make a meal. Have them go grocery shopping with you. There's math in that. There's math in cooking.
Mathematics in cooking, exactly.
Cooking, mathematics in cooking.
And science. In cooking, alchemist.
Teach them everything that you can. Teach them how to do their laundry, how to cook a meal, how to, they need to be able to take care of themselves. One of the most important things that we learned early on was the fact that we were not raising children, we were raising adults. And eventually they're going to need to live on their own without us. So they need to be able to have all of these life skills. Now, do they need to be a seamstress? No. Not unless that's their passion. But wouldn't it be nice if they could sew a button on their pants? Wouldn't it be nice if they could put their laundry in the washer and dryer and know how to iron their clothes?
Yeah, sometimes my son asks me, no one school teach you how to pay your expenses, how to manage your wallet and then be correct. So, and also every question our kids make to us is an occasion.
An opportunity to teach.
An opportunity to teach. Yes. Every question your kids is making. Yes. So for us, there is not a timing, correct?
Right. It doesn't need to be between 8 and 3. It doesn't need to be in a classroom at a desk. In fact, I would highly recommend not doing that, because especially boys, little boys don't sit still. Boys that are under 7, it's like almost impossible for them to sit still. They have to be able to move.
I don't know. They can stay still in a school all the time.
I don't know.
Because my son can stay in a chair more than 10 minutes.
Get them outside. Teach them how to ride a bike. Get them to take walks. Have them spend time with animals, learning how to take care of the animals. Give them responsibility. Teach them how to budget. And in that budgeting, teach them that it's important to pay your bills on time. And in that budgeting, teach them that good finances is a really good idea. And it's also very good to be generous. If you have it, to give it, then to be kind to others, especially those in need, not those who are going to take advantage of them. Help them to learn they've got to protect themselves from those who take advantage. But teach them that being generous and giving of yourself and your money, your possessions is a good thing. Teach them from a young age to learn everything they can from every person that can teach them, whether it's a peer or another adult. Safety first, of course. Be safe. Make sure your children are safe when they're with other children and adults.
We can train also them first aid.
First aid, yes.
There are so many topics we could touch with the kids.
That they're not going to learn in a public school setting.
No, of course. Another things I understood that people are scared to start homeschooling. They think the kids will never succeed when they grow up.
That's not true.
Can you cut off this bad
That's
thinking?
So not true. My daughter got into college. She was accepted into 3 or 4 different universities in the state of Tennessee, and she had a 3.9 GPA. She's thriving in college. She did very well. I was a little bit nervous about how she would transition into homeschooling and being in a classroom every day where there's a lecture hall and all these students and living in a dormitory. I didn't know how she'd do with that, but she is thriving. And what's weird about that is that she really likes downtime, alone time, being by herself sometimes, but she is thriving there. And, you know, she is not struggling. She has to do her homework. She studies a little bit, but she is doing very well with her classes and her tests and things. She is not overwhelmed and drowning because I gave her the good quality education that she needed, and it's well-rounded. She has the music. She has, you know, she's had the physical education. She's had socialization. She's done all kinds of different, you know, especially musical things. She's spent time with her youth group at church. She's got this well-rounded education where she learned from several different people, not just from myself, because there's all kinds of people in this world that can teach you a myriad of things.
Yeah, my grandma used to say, if you're curious enough, you will never stop to learn in your life.
Exactly. Keep learning. Keep learning is very
for
important.
everyone, for us too.
Keep learning.
I learn so much from kids sometimes, more than from adults. Kids sometimes teach you more lessons than
sometimes.
Another things I would like to touch with you. In this moment, we are touching the macro area. In the other moment, we will find together to have this conversation. We will go deeply. You create also a no-profit, correct?
I did. With help.
We want to talk now about this because it's nice to have this homeschooling mood in your house, but sometimes it's also nice to create a group, have a group to rely on, not like in public school. Because the mistake people do, usually I saw this around me, they think that go homeschooling continues the same way of the school at home. And they got crazy because they have to start at 8 a.m., finish at 3 p.m. No, it's not working in this way. We are free. We're free people. We travel, like you said, but find a group is important. I believe now in every town, in every small town, there is a small group of homeschooling. Sometimes it's small, sometimes it's big. Here we have a big group that you are handle with other friends, of course, not alone. But I want to start from the beginning. When your homeschool no-profit started, what was the name?
Graceful Academic.
So it's still the same name, Graceful Academy. Purpose. We are where we are, in which town we are. We want to say
we're in Murphy, North Carolina.
North Carolina. So if someone is in Murphy, North Carolina, want to join us, can you repeat again the name?
Graceful Academic Homeschool Group and Co-op. We are a tri-state group because we are very close to Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. And I actually live in Tennessee. A lot of the people live in Georgia. Most live in North Carolina, Murphy area, Andrews. But we welcome everyone. We are open to everyone. Doesn't matter what you believe.
Yeah, we meet in a church, but we are open to any believers. Correct. I want to underline this because
it's not a Christian group.
We are not talking about Jesus. So in our classroom here, not classroom. I don't want to also call class. We have to find another name.
A room that we meet in. We meet in a building that is a church.
Kids meeting room. Every kid has a meeting room with different topics, and we change these topics often. There are lots of moms help with the teaching because every mom or dad. I don't want to cut off the dad, but I see more mom than dad, just to be honest, because they work maybe more. And every mom bring their own skills, their own knowledge to the kids. And this is amazing. There is someone do ballet. There is someone is good in science. There is someone is good in entrepreneurs, business skill. Someone is good in carpenter. Someone is good in arts, music. So these kids can bring knowledge. You said not just me. 7 persons helped my daughter.
Yes.
What does it mean? That she had the opportunity to learn from different people.
She had the opportunity to learn at our co-op from different people. We have gone on several educational field trips within the group where they've gone, like the other day I took my son and he learned how to cast a sword, a dagger. He made a dagger with a man, with several other homeschool families from out of state. And he did that he's just learning as much as he can from anybody that he can.
How many kids do you have right now in Inglese Academy?
We have over 500 families. I want to say
Wow.
about 530 families, and that represents at least one parent and one child, minimum. So I'm well over 1,000 people in our group. And again, we don't criticize your beliefs. We don't criticize how you homeschool. Everybody homeschools differently. That's the one thing I learned in the beginning, is not to be judgmental of those who homeschool differently than you, because it's not cookie cutter. Your child has specific needs and they learn a particular way. Maybe you want to start your homeschool day at 10 o'clock in the morning. Maybe you do want to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning so that you can do things in the afternoon, such as gymnastics or karate. Maybe your child plays sports, so you want to get it done and over with so that you can go and do those things and not have to worry about it when you guys come back home and
because every kid is unique. Every family is unique.
Exactly.
So
they all have
there is not one way, like in the school, to handle this.
Yes.
And I have heard also experience. I want to go back in Graceful Academy because we didn't touch 1 second. And when you started Graceful Academy, Demi? 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
I think it's only been 4. I think this is our 4th year.
4 years, okay. So it's a big group for only 4 years.
Yes. Especially since it's a very rural area. There's not that many people that live here. In Polk County, where I live, there's 10,000 people in the whole county, and most of them are on the other side of the river. So in a town of 350 people, to have a homeschool group of that many families is incredible. I believe all the towns around us are very small, so it's incredible that we have such a large group.
I met a different group. Honestly, your group is the one that organizes more things I ever saw in my life in this moment. Every week there are many, many activities for these kids. Yes. That is unbelievable what you're doing here, ladies, because also you try to stay on budget, because not every family has the same budget.
Right.
So we try to stay also on budget with the activities, and this is another amazing thing, to try to respect every family wallet and not push too much.
Right.
There is, I see only happy kids. Can I say that?
Oh yes, they're happy. I think they're happy. They're healthy. They're thriving. They're
smart.
Learning from others.
They're smart.
They're smart. And that's another. I was going to say.
They are not behind to compare what they are doing. The public school, they're same age.
When we take the annual testing, the public school takes, because we take the very similar tests, or the same tests. Our children always score higher than the grade level that they're supposed to be in, and my children scored 2 or 3 grade levels at least ahead. So it's not that they're not getting the education. Some people are concerned about that.
Yes,
some people are concerned about their socialization. What you were saying about we have field trips constantly, but not only do we have that, we have parties, we have dances, holiday themed parties, we have a Halloween party coming up, we have a fall festival, depending on what you do or what you believe, kind of a thing. We have a Christmas party coming up. We have teen dances. We have
this morning we enjoy music with our kids. What was the first instrument the girl was playing?
We have a couple of students that play bagpipes, and one of them came in and played a couple of songs. The other one, her brother played the banjo.
Amazing. It was amazing. Started the day with the music. And they do this because they want to do this. Yes. No one don't want begging the kids.
The parents are not forcing them. No. They're just very musically inclined, and they play several instruments. And those children are, comes from a very seriously talented family. They are very much artists as well.
How many you were when you opened the no-profit Graceful Academy group? How many you started?
Maybe about 20, 30 families.
But you already had lots of experiences.
Yes.
So you were not just starting, you were starting just a group.
I had already been in at least 3 different homeschool groups at that point. But in different sections of the country where I lived.
So you made just a mix of all the experiences and decided to create a Graceful Academy.
Yes.
What is the purpose of Grateful Academy? So then, to compare the other homeschooling, you find what is different? What you are doing different? Not better, different.
Different. I would say the love of learning. I assume the other groups have that too. I don't know much about the other groups now out there because there are a few in our area. I can speak to what we're doing, the love of learning, socialization,
happiness.
You can get bogged down with homeschooling and have too much hard educate, like the high school math classes and science classes, it can get difficult. And if you're in that, if you get isolated, it can become overwhelming and very lonely, especially as parents that are teaching. It's best not to do that. You need I believe that having a group of like-minded people that can help give you tips and advice, or at least just be there as a friend to listen, whether they can help you or not.
At least let your kids socialize, because what homeschooling is missing is the socialization, mostly.
Right.
Because it's harder to find other kids, especially if your kids is not a kid that want to do sport, for example. You are a bit cut off from the socialization. Right. So your only way are the sport, the music,
church,
or the church.
Yeah.
You don't have much options to socialize if you're a homeschooler. Yes. So this group is also an occasion to socialize, and they have a support from other parents, family.
Let me mention this. As a homeschooler, depending on where you live, what county you live in, what state you live in, there should be opportunities for your child to participate in taking a class at a public school, or playing a sport there, or being in their band or something like that. There should be opportunities for your child to do this for free, depending on, if there's a sports fee, I don't know.
It's true that some states, some public schools do also half public school and half homeschooling weekend, so you can have 2 or 3 days.
So don't be fearful of just because your child is a basketball star and they don't want to leave the school and you're afraid to bring them out and homeschool them, that they'll miss the opportunity to continue playing basketball. That's not true. Find a way to get your child in there's community sports, that kind of thing. There's all kinds of opportunities. You, like I said, you have to know the laws, the rules of the land that you live in, and try to get involved. I would recommend meeting with like a guidance counselor of the elementary or the high school level. Find out what their rules are. Find out if there's a way, and if there's not a way yet, fight to get one. Yeah. If your child wants to play sports in that public school,
there are no limitations for our
kids. There are no
limitations.
There's no limitations. Put yourself out there. Be your child's advocate to get the best, well-rounded education that you can give your child. But life skills should be at the very top of the list, because they need to know how to take care of themselves. They need to be good citizens.
Also,
of their
survivor
country.
Skills, because this planet is changing.
Yes.
It's changing daily, and maybe we don't realize that, but it's important that kids know how to
keep themselves
because
safe.
In the end, what human beings need, 3 things: water, to survive, we say, water,
food,
and shelter in place. So we can teach kids how to filter water.
Yes.
And drink clean water, how to create a shelter if they need to survive, how to make fire and make their own food. Seems normal knowledge, skills that everyone has. Put the kids, one of our kids in the forest, and put the school kids in the forest, and see who will survive.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. Don't be fearful. Just get started. Take one step after the other. But I will say the most important thing is that if you have a partner, if you are married, having that partner on board is going to be key.
Yes, it's true also, because lots of people will be contrary.
Exactly. You need
around you. They will say, no, what are you doing? You are.
If you have their support, it doesn't matter what the rest of the world thinks. You need that person's support. Financially, you just need that, because they will be your encouragement on the hard days.
Yeah.
On the days where you're struggling and your child doesn't want to do the handwriting sheet or the math paper, or he doesn't want to learn anymore, you're going to need that encouragement, and just from your beloved.
How old is your boy now?
My son is 15. Josiah is 15.
What he want to be when he grow up?
He does not know, but he does not want to go to college.
Okay, it's good, because, if my son tomorrow will say, I want to be a farmer, I will be happy.
Yes.
While 90% of the population won't.
Right.
But
right.
I would. So, but I will be happy whatever he want to do.
Right.
Whatever he want to be, because it's not my life.
It's
like
not
you said,
my choice.
No.
It's his choice.
Gibran, an important writer, wrote a book, and in this book is wrote these sentences, this quote, this wisdom, say, your children are arrow, and the future don't belong to you, belong to them. Yes. You bring them to the planet, but you don't own their life. Yeah. So, this interview was amazing for today. I believe we can close now. But I want to meet you again, if you agree, and talk more, because we didn't touch basically what we do daily now. Give example of what we do. We touch the macro area, but I want to talk more with you, and because your experience is amazing. 16 years is not, like I said in the beginning, a joke. And I would like more family have these, how you say, find on you and on your words the courage, inspiration.
Yes.
Be inspired by your words. Like, this is what be inspired.
I hope so.
By your words, yes, and more kids will be safe. Because another thing, that we close. Did you notice in your year of experience that there are less bullying homeschooling? I don't want to say zero, because my experience is zero right now after 4 years.
There is very little bullying in homeschooling. They tend not to let their children on social media at a young age. They tend not to give them cell phones and electronics at a young age. They want them out exploring and not hooked up to all the screens all the time.
Thank you. Thank you,
But
Rachel.
the bullying is very minimal.
We will talk more about this, because it's important. Thank you so much. It was amazing today. Talk to you.